morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio, and today I am quite croaky, because I've been casting the One Piece European Finals this weekend, but you know what? There's new cards that have been officially revealed from Paldean Fates, and I want to talk about these new cards that have been officially revealed from Paldean Fates. Paldean Fates is shaping up to be a very, very nice set, and we've had a couple of cards revealed that are going to be among the very best and most sought after cards in that set, and that is awesome. And if we're going to start big, we might as well start big with Iono. This Iono is going to be one of the very, 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 very best and most sought after cards in the entire set. Iono is extremely popular, and it's not just that Iono is extremely popular, although to be clear, Iono is extremely popular. It's the fact that Iono is a very, very playable card that sees a huge amount of play in basically every deck. Makes both players shuffle a hand and put them on the bottom of their deck and draw cards equal to their remaining prizes. So if your opponent gets off to a big start, you play this, put them to a lower hand. But even in the early game, you can just use this to refresh your hand, and sure, your opponent refreshes their hand as well. It's not perfect, but it is pretty gosh darn good. Great card, super popular character. There is a very good reason why this is going to be such a popular card. This is going to be one of the two biggest cards in the set. I am absolutely convinced of this. But we do have cool Iono already. Like, we have the special illustration rare that came around in Paldea Evolved. Apparently, if a set has Paldea in the name, it's going to have a special illustration rare Iono. We got one in Paldean Fates, we got one in Paldea Evolved. And here's the thing. I think artwork-wise, I do prefer the one from Paldean Fates. I love the style. I think it's beautiful and brilliant. But I really like sweets, and I really liked going to the Pokemon Cafe and to Pokemon Sweets when I went to Japan. And when I look at this Iono from Paldea Evolved, it reminds me of those lovely trips to go and buy sweets shaped like Pokemon. Which gives me a bit of a nostalgia hit, which makes me very happy. Which means I'm very much struggling to try and decide which of these is the best. It doesn't really matter though, because they're both phenomenal and they're both awesome, and I think we can just all agree that they're both brilliant. But they've also gone and officially revealed what I think is one of my very favourite cards from the set, and that is Clive. Now, funnily enough, they've actually gone and revealed both Clive. There is a full art and there is a special illustration rare. And I'm going to be blunt, I don't really like the full art. I just don't. There's nothing about this full art that makes me particularly excited. There's no Pokemon references out here that I particularly like. It is fine, but like really aggressively fine. It's okay, alright? But the special illustration rare Clive, now that is a card that I can absolutely get behind. This, I mean, if we judge by the prices in Japan, this is not going to be a particularly expensive card. This is going to be a very reasonable card, and I'm going to have to go and buy many of them. Because, oh my word, look at it. Just look at it. It's got loads of characters. You've got Penny on there and all the others. You've got obviously Clive hiding behind a tree. You've got Mela stroking a Charcadet because why not? And then there's Pokemon references all over. There's a Psyduck looking very confused in the river, which, you know, in a river looking confused. Perfect Psyduck pose here. That is exactly where we should be finding Psyduck. We've got Applin in the trees ready to be picked. It is a phenomenal card. And frankly, every time I pull a full art Clive, I'm going to be a little bit sad. And every time I pull a special illustration Clive, if I'm that lucky, I am going to be extremely happy. Of course, now that I've made this video, I think it's fair to assume I will just keep pulling full art Clive from now until the end of time and never get the special illustration rare. And then just go and buy it because it's not going to be terribly expensive. And I am delighted. For what it's worth, Clive is actually a brand new card in Paldean Fates. It is a mechanically unique supporter. Your opponent reveals their hand, and you draw 2 cards for each supporter card you find there. It's a little bit awkward. If you've got a way to peek at their hand first, that obviously makes it a lot better. If you know they've picked up supporter cards, that makes it a lot better. But if nothing else, you get a peek at their hand, which isn't perfect, don't get me wrong, but it's better than nothing. But here, if you can hit 2 supporters, draw 4 cards, this is absolutely worth it. The only question is, are you going to be able to? Something else that is completely new in this particular set is a Spafra, brand new Pokemon EX, never before seen, and it's debuting in this set, and we've got the full art version of it, and it's actually a very interesting card. I wish I could say it was a very good card. I don't believe it is a very good card. I believe it's a pretty interesting card. We've got an ability here, as long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, attacks used by your opponent's active Pokemon cost 1 colorless energy more. This isn't ridiculous, it's not going to completely shut your opponent down, but there are going to be certain matchups where this becomes actually really super annoying. Take something like, I don't know, Sableye for instance. That's a really good attack, but it is an attack that revolves around being a single energy attack. That's the point. And sure, you can always use Mirage Gate to put 2 energy on a Sableye, and then you can use that attack, but when we use Mirage Gate onto a Sableye, we really want to be putting the other energy somewhere else. I don't like doing that. So there will be some games, some matchups, some Pokemon where you come down opposite them and you play this and you're like, yeah, this is amazing, in your face. But there are going to be other matchups where your opponent doesn't really care, or they gust around it, or they get a big one-hit KO anyway, and that is going to be a little bit of a problem. Fun card, a lot of potential, but you have been warned. Now, weirdly, Pokemon went and revealed exactly 1 shiny Pokemon. It's Rellor. I don't really know what I'm supposed to say about Rellor, quite frankly. It's a shiny card, and it's kind of cool. And for 2 energy, flip a coin to get tails, 30 damage for each heads. I actually don't hate this. I like having emergency attacks, and this is very much an emergency attack. This is I win the game unless I can do 270 damage right now. And you're probably not going to, but you might hit 9 heads in a row. I don't think you will, but and the odds are extremely low. It's like 2 to the power 9, however, or 1 over 2 to the power 9. But there is a chance. Maybe you get lucky. I like these emergency attacks. Of course, one of the problems with this particular emergency attack is the fact that you probably need to use it with something like a double turbo energy. And of course, that reduces the damage done by 20, down to 10 as a base. So, yeah, that's for 1 head and then 30 more for each other. It gets pretty awkward pretty quickly, I'm going to warn you. But look, if you're a Rellor fan, hey, there's a shiny Rellor. I don't know if anyone out there actually is, but just in case, he's here. Also, this was revealed with a good morning tweet, which apparently comes from the lovely Joe Merrick. So, hi Joe. And if you don't hear this and you're not watching the video, and I'm a little bit offended. Only joking. I'm a lot offended. Now, something that is just as shiny, but in a different way, we've got Wugtrio. We know there are not going to be many artwork rares. This is the final artwork rare from the set. This actually confirms the entire run of artwork rares. There aren't very many of them. Wugtrio is cool. I love Wugtrio. I knew Wiglet was going to be in Scarlet and Violet because we were shown that beforehand. I was not aware that Wugtrio was going to be in there. I just really hoped. And then I got to the part of the game where we saw Wugtrio, and it was the gym battle, and I was absolutely delighted. They had to make Wugtrio. They did. And look, this is a very cool card. I like the cards they're doing with some of these where they've got a bunch of regular and a shiny, because generally speaking, when you're running around in the game, you find a patch of a particular Pokemon, and there's a bunch of regular and a shiny. Now, this is the one from Scarlet and Violet base, and it is a very interesting card. I know some people have tried to use it. I know up to now, they've not been as successful as we might like, but I know some people have been trying, and that's kind of awesome. What it does is it lets you flip 3 coins, And for each head, discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. So there is a chance here that you actually flip treble head. That's a 1 in 8 chance roughly. And you discard 9 cards on the top of your opponent's deck. It's not often going to work, but when it does, it's absolutely hilarious. And then they went and revealed Full Art Neona. Full Art Nemona's fine. But also, Nemona's another one of those cards where we've had Neona for a while. And look, it's your generic draw-free supporter. It's fine. It's not great. It's just fine. But here's a full art version. And the full art version is, well, it's rather lovely. If you like Neona, you're probably going to look at this and go, hey, that's kind of cool. I like that. And if you don't like Neona, you're probably going to look at this and be like, well, a bit of a moaner. Ha, I went there. Right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the new cards that have gone and been revealed. I am a little bit croaky from my casting adventures this weekend, so I'm going to run away now, but I want to hear all about what you think about these cards. I want to know if you think that special illustration rare Clive is as cool as I do. I want to know which of the special illustration rare Ionos is your favourite. I want to know anything you want to tell me, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.